Hello again, guys and ladies, and welcome back to another Trespasser level with me, the Idiot. Today we're going to be playing what looks like the retail game. In reality, this kind of is the retail game. This is Build 96, one of the beta versions of the retail game. One of the last beta versions. In fact, I think this is the latest version we have. There's a little bit of difference between this and the retail game. There are some things which are kind of strange. Some things which were changed in later development in the final version. But the biggest thing, the reason that we're here, is because we're going to look at this level right here. PV, Pine Valley.scene. This is one of the levels which was deleted from the retail game, of which we have two. The other, which I will probably play later, being Plantation House. But this is Pine Valley. This is supposed to come after InGen Town and before Lab. So it's in between those two levels. The beginning of Lab was actually altered to match or kind of like patch together the end of Town to Lab, because this is the correct part that comes in between those levels. So let's just jump right in. Here we go. All right, and here we are in what looks like familiar Trespasser territory. But this is one of the deleted levels. This is Pine Valley. So we would have just exited the area next to the dam, and right off the bat, we already have some wonderful... Oh boy. Alright, well, somebody fucked that up when they were designing this. I see why this level was cut from the game. Yeah, okay, so we're not getting in there. That's rotating the wrong way. Oh, look at this. There's my health cube. You also notice that Anne here looks a little bit different. She's got a different tank top, a different texture, a different model. This is one of the early versions of her. I actually kind of prefer this version. The textures aren't great. You know, her boobs are kind of clipping into her shirt. And her tattoo is different. You can actually see this is the texture cube, which holds her textures for later use, basically, when she gets injured. Let's get going, though. As we left, we vandalized our own locking mechanisms. InGen tolerates no trespassers. Not until now, says Anne. I feel like that was supposed to be voiced. I don't really know why the voice didn't play there, but here we are, Pine Valley, one of the lost levels. It's gonna play out like a retail level. There's a lot of cool stuff here, which just does not exist in the retail game because this level was cut. There's one of our friends, the old Tribe B Raptor. No Tribe C's in this level, thankfully. I wish I had a gun, which I don't have because that fucking cabinet at the beginning decided to, you know, have a stroke, but we'll just run down this mountain here and try to avoid them. So, what can I say about Pine Valley? I mean, this is one of the levels that appeared the most in early marketing material, I believe along with Industrial Jungle, an early version of IJ Industrial Jungle, which was just completely modified into the version that we saw when I played the retail game. But here we're going to see, well, we're going to see a lot of stuff that is just going to be completely new because this level just is not existent in the retail game. If you played the Trespasser demo, actually, you might recognize this because this is the area that is covered in the demo. It was fenced off. Here we have the markers leading us toward the geothermal plant, which will be at the end of this level. Yeah, this area is walled off in the demo version of the game and is actually what you end up playing through. There's a couple of differences. They've added like a helipad and some like shacks and such. Shaquille O'Neal finally said that correctly. They added some shacks to the game. I see a Stegosaurus over there. But yeah, this level just unfortunately it was cut because I quite like this level. I think it's a nice level to explore. Nice variety between kind of like, you know, the continuous jungle that we see and then the boringness that is like the ascent levels. This would have been the first level taking place in this kind of pine forest area. And I think it would have done a nice job of introducing the player to this landscape. Unlike the retail game, which just jumps right into lab and you kind of don't even notice all the pine trees at first because you get so focused on the lab landscape, like the harbor and the laboratory complex. Unfortunately, there is kind of just a lot of walking in this level. But we're following the power lines at this point. I guess Anne has an idea of where they're leading. I don't know if I'll insert this into like my normal playlist of Trespasser, or if I'll make like a beta level playlist, or if this will just go under custom levels. I guess this is kind of a custom level in a weird way, but not really. I don't know. You can see some floating objects over there, which, I mean, that's not new for Trespasser. That appears in the retail version. Alright, looks like we got a bit of a bit of a puzzle here. I don't have a gun, though, because obviously I got ripped off, so I'm not sure how I'm meant to do this. Maybe we can try using this. Looks like I gotta rotate this beam so I can make a ramp for me to jump across. So let's try throwing that. There we go, kind of nudge it, and then we can grab it. Just bend down, grab a hold of that. Okay. That's not what that's supposed to be doing. Let's just cross that and pretend that's, clearly it's meant to be attached to the nail sticking out of the plank, but instead it's kind of just orbiting it. Again, level was not finished, so shit happens. There are some funny little things in this level. You know, we got over here, we got a gravity-defying log. But there's plenty of that in the retail game too, so that's just how Trespasser is. Trespasser is as Trespasser does, as Forrest Gump likes to say. I'm gonna grab a rock just in case I need to defend myself. Always fun that you can do that though in Trespasser. Just go, oh shit, I don't have a gun, let me just grab a rock. Alright, we got another, looks like another puzzle here. I think I understand what to do here. That was a lot less successful than I'd expected. Maybe we can push one of these across. It's slowly rotating. I don't know if it's eventually going to rotate to where we are. I can't remember if Trespasser has like finite motion, like if eventually friction will just stop an object from moving, acting as like an opposite force. Okay, let's give this a go. Nope. And we're dead. I like the rock just plonks down in front of me too to like demonstrate my failure. Let's go back. Okay, so this is definitely, I think we just maybe should just have a go at it, and hopefully we can get across before it rotates too much. There we go. Okay, perfect. Oh, hey there, friend. We got a floating doofy Triceratops. What better than a floating doofy Triceratops? Ah, here we go. This is my favorite dinosaur in Trespasser. Look at this fucking thing. He's been traumatized. I think he's trying to kill me too. We'll leave him be. Oh. We got a little bit more excitement going off in the distance over there. A moment frozen in time. We'll go over to those guys. We'll wake them up. Because, you know, we want to see if maybe this Triceratops can hold off the T-Rex that is inevitably going to activate. These actually, this Triceratops and T-Rex are the same ones we saw at the beginning of Retail's lab level. They were moved into the lab level later on. But here they are. This is where they were intended to kind of spawn in. The T-Rex is really... I feel like he really should have, like, activated. There he goes. Alright, so we're just going to try to slide past. Let's see if he'll go after the Triceratops. Tricycloplots. Come on. Come on, buddy. Let's see if maybe we can create a distraction here. It's not me you want, it's him! Yep, there he goes, okay. Tricycloplots being a complete useless sack of fucking potatoes there is just gonna get absolutely slaughtered. Unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. I think he's dead, yep. And they've frozen up, look at that. They've become fossils. That's actually how the dinosaurs went extinct, their AI deactivated. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame this level was cut, but at the same time I kind of see why it was cut, because it is just a lot of nothing. Like, we gotta kind of walk down this empty valley. There's no, like, music or voiceovers to keep us company like there was in Retail's Jungle Road. I mean, if you take a look at the really early Jungle Road, though, like, that level is just... insanity. It's huge. It's just this huge empty nothingness. It's actually, like, I would argue it's not a great level. That the retail version is a better level, but it's less it's a little less realistic, less cohesive. It's the old version is really cool if you like to explore like those big empty spaces, but I just don't. I'd rather have like an actual game to play through. So while it can be cool if you're interested in the history of Trespasser, it's shit. Like, it's not good. This Pine Valley is it's teetering on the brink of shitness. But it's about to get a lot better because we're approaching the best part of the level here. One of the best parts of the whole game, actually, and a shame that it was cut out. But we got this floating pylon here with its electrical wires just going into the ground. The actual reason for that, and this really awful looking terrain here, the reason for that is actually that entire cliff there was not it was not existent in the original plans for this level. That cliff was lowered, and the player was instead of being blocked by this cliff here, you were blocked by one of the bridges, which we're going to have to lower to proceed. So I don't really know why they like removed that. Maybe they assumed the player wouldn't figure out they had to go through the geothermal plant first. But I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid they did that. They should have just left it, like, really. But it's another weird decision that the developers made. Toward the later development of this game, I guess, because this is build 96, and the earliest version we have with Pine Valley, I think, is build 55, or possibly even older than that, which is, you know, half a development cycle earlier. All right, so I see another tricycloplots over there. Looks like we got to get into the dam somehow, or the dam, the geothermal plant is what this is. Let's try. I know we got to get this bridge down. Let's try this. Nope. Okay. Thought I'd give it a go. Oh, I think we can get across over here, actually. Looks like a possibility. Look at that tricycloplots. He is just floating completely. No concealment put into the fact that that is just a flying dinosaur over there. And dinosaurs, of course, didn't fly, as we know. I think maybe there might have been some that were close or maybe could, like, briefly, like, hover like a flying fox. Maybe like Microraptor or something like that, but... dinosaurs could not fly. That would be pterosaurs that were capable of flight. That's talking about like Pteranodon, Quetzalcoatlus, you know, Geosternbergia, the usual suspects. All right, let's try rotating this. I know we're going to have to solve a puzzle here, the big geothermal plant puzzle, and I, honest to God, do not know how to do it. So, okay, all right, well, we got that running. So now... we've got what looks like maybe the first step of this puzzle going. I can't really remember how to solve this. It's been a while since I played this. And honestly, I don't think this puzzle works correctly. I think something is wrong with the scripting, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully we get one of the good times this time. Might be a bit of a coin toss whether or not it works, but, you know, let's try it anyway. I like that the developers actually put, I don't know if you can tell, but there's some water down there. I like the developers put water down there, probably thinking if you fell off that pipe I just walked across, you would, like, not fall to your death. But that's not how the game works, because water just kills you anyway. It doesn't, like, cushion your impact. Look at that missing texture over there, too. You see that on the steps? But yeah, no, water does not cushion your fall. That one time... oh, look, this is glitched, too, so we can't even get in there to find whatever goodies were inside. Alright, let's just, oh, can we seriously not get in here either? Looks like it's barred. Maybe I can reach in. Can I wiggle my way over the wall, perhaps? No? Shit, okay. Oh! Oh, I think I see what we're supposed to do. What, can I just not pick this up? What the hell? Oh, there we go, okay. Alright, let's give this a try. Let's see if this works as intended. Got a funny feeling it won't. I got a bad feeling about this one. Alright. Kind of just gotta jam it in there. Hey, look at that. That actually worked. Kind of. A little bit. Oh, maybe not. Kind of got it. Maybe I have to, like, lift it up. Let's try... no? The problem is now the gates have kind of like closed together a little bit and the gap is narrowed. Oh, I see the plank is kind of, the crossbar that's holding them together is kind of floating up on its own. Maybe we can get in. We'll just let, we'll let the ghost kind of solve the problem. There we go. All right. That was actually cool. I'm surprised that worked. It was a little glitchy, but it worked. That's very surprising considering that's something I have always assumed Trespasser would just be bad at.
Here.
Okay. Oh, all right. Got that running. I think I see a bit of an issue with your geothermal plant. Spared no expense. All right. Okay, so here we have, looks like maybe like an intake pool, I think. This is such a cool area, this geothermal plant, too. It's such a shame it was cut from the game completely. Let's go check this out. And again, this is in lab. You'll notice. Oh, missing sound effect. In lab, you'll notice that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, somehow the power is just running on the island. I guess it's kind of explained away with Hammond's dialogue, where he talks about what does he say? Everything was battery powered. I guess it's kind of written off by that, but this is actually supposed to explain why the power is running on the island near the end of the game. How Anne was able to start up the what do you call it? The computer, because you have to turn the power back on to get out of this level by turning on the geothermal plant. So it doesn't really make sense in the retail game, but scene omitted for time purposes, I guess you could say. All right, let's hop our way over here. Oh, is this, oh boy, I think I remember this little puzzle here being not very functional last time I did it, if I remember correctly.
Steam pipes hissed. Water pumped deep into the earth and came back superheated.
Just wanted to back up so you could hear Hammond talk. Okay. Again, more lines that just aren't in the retail game there because they were intended for this level. Alright, so we've got to get... I think we got to get these needles into, like, the correct zone. So let's try... Whoa, okay. Okay, we got some weirdness going on here. There's a bit of funkiness. Looks like we've got to increase this. Okay. Pressure's going up. This looks like that thing that's on U-boats. I think of, like, the game Silent Hunter, you know, the thing that shows your depth. It's called, like, the teeth or something or other. Okay, is this working? Kind of hard to tell. Again, this puzzle I've never really been able to figure out how it's supposed to actually work. Maybe we just gotta keep rotating this guy up. We gotta rotate those up and then rotate this up. Okay. Well, we're getting into the green zone. Can we get into the red zone, though? Is that where we want to go? I don't know. Is this gonna blow up? Okay. We got it. Hopefully. Again, hard to tell. You saw the needles were starting to, like, kind of fly off their tracks there. Okay, we got, like, maybe a cooling tower. It sounds like it's running. Can hear the sound of it. Alright, let's check inside of here. Oh, we can't get in there. Alright. What's this over here? Ah, I think we have to push some of these buttons, if I remember correctly. Alright, can we throw these? Will this do anything? I like these, like, Frankenstein-esque, like, switches. It's kind of like, would you really just leave these outside in, like, such a horrible rainy environment? I feel like that wouldn't work out too well for you. Oh, okay, we've done something, because this one's green now. It looks like one of these is maybe not working. Maybe we gotta...
Don't try this at home.
Okay, I think we've turned it on. Yep, okay. Do we have to switch on all of these, maybe? Whoa. Whoa, my arm. Whoa. Her arm elongated there. Elongated. She turned into fucking Stretch Armstrong. Okay, that one's definitely running. It looks like this one might be running, too. I don't know why that one didn't turn green, though. I feel like it maybe should have. Perhaps I'm missing a step here. Oh, okay, no. There we go. Flip that. Oh. Did we solve the puzzle? Yes, it's never clear to me. Like, the music to me is indicating that we've turned the power on to the island, but there's no way of knowing. Like, I guess we can find out by jumping into this electrified fence. Let's try that, shall we? Oh. Okay. Well, that was not what I expected. Seems like we may have succeeded, though. It's the music is telling me that we have succeeded. Oh, this thing sounds like it's running, and this... I think this is supposed to be... it sounds like it's running, I say, as the missing sound file plays. Alright, let's pull this out. Because I feel like that's probably the end of the process here. That's like the well that's going to let the water go back into the ground, maybe? I don't know. Let's give it a go. Well, no, because we won't be able to get out of here if that didn't work. Can I just... Am I too fat to get through here? Oh, no, there we go. Okay. I don't think that railing has physics. I gotta be a little bit careful. Let me just do the death rattle from The Grudge. All right, let's try that again. You guys saw me just slide up there. I don't know why I just didn't do it on this side, but okay. All right, so here we are. We're exiting the geothermal plant now. It looks to me, honestly, like if the developers had actually finished the game, this tower here was probably supposed to connect to that grid over there with the transformers inside of it, the one that I was able to like clip into. So now here we are, moving along the coast, heading toward the harbor, actually. Again, this whole area just is not playable in the retail game. It's straight up non-existent. Kind of sad, but all right. So this bridge looks to be lowered. I don't know if we can. No, oh, don't go up. We need to go down. No. Let's try hitting the down button. If we can hit the down button. Okay, cool. So I believe that maybe in this release that bridge is just always up, but in the I'm assuming once if this game had actually been finished and this level had been included, that button would not have worked if we hadn't turned on the geothermal plant. So that would have been the reason that you would have had to get out of there. In order to, sorry, I meant to turn the power back on, you would have had to do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to proceed along this nice coastal road here. This is just me or the waves moving in the wrong direction. It looks like there's kind of like a weird optical illusion going on here. Where it looks like the island is kind of like moving, like we're like some kind of like giant boat that's like trekking across the ocean as the ocean moves away from us behind us. Like we're moving that way. What's this here? Got one of these like little markers. Oh, harbor 25 or 0.25 kilometers. Okay, 2,500 meters. What the fuck? What is this? Come on, guys. You couldn't have just lowered your little like concrete pad down a little bit. All right. Well, I guess we'll just skirt around that. Yeah. So I'm gonna say these two bridges were probably in place to stop the player from. I wonder if this works too. To stop the player from skipping straight to the harbor from the geothermal plant. Because the player, like, story-wise, has to turn the power back on. Otherwise, how are you supposed to start up the lab complex at the end? Like, really? I guess they just assumed nobody would think of that. In the retail release, they're like, ah, fuck it, nobody cares. If they've made it this far in this game, then they're just like, you know, are they really going to be criticizing us about, like, a story decision when the rest of the game is just so horribly, like, mangled beyond recognition? Right? All right. Oh, up ahead, looks like our old friend, the harbor. I think that's the entrance. So, I think around here is probably where the retail version of Lab's like playable area begins. Like the road would have started somewhere in that direction and kind of snaked down to the gate. But this is what it was supposed to look like before this level was cut. Not particularly interesting, I must say. There's like no raptors, no doofy triceratops. Oh, there's one over there. I actually see him by the gate. Well, at least we get a nice friend to welcome us to the harbor area. Man, if I was one of those big, like, you know, those big... I'm not going to say annoying, but I want to say annoying. One of those big gaming channels on YouTube, though, and people were, like, making me merchandise. If I was selling merch, my merch would totally be this stupid-ass Triceratops. I love this guy. He is just the stupidest fucking... The stupidest piece of dung. Bantha poodoo. Yeah, this is definitely the end of the level, though. You can tell because there's just nothing over there. That up there actually is the road that leads to the lab. But in this version of the level, it's, you know, it's unfinished. There's nothing over there to kind of disguise the fact that this is the end of the level. Looks like we actually have to get inside of the harbor to end the level. The harbor, which of course just I don't think it's there. I think I remember the solution here.
Looks dead now.
Oh shit, I really hope I got the geoplant running, otherwise this is not going to work, and I am going to have to walk all the way back. That would be a terrible design decision by the developers. I really hope that's not the case. Nope, okay, we're good. Alright, so 8, 1... Come on. Come on. It's a little, I think this is positioned differently than it is in the retail game. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Oh. Her arm can't decide. 1. 1. Thank you. 0. And 1. There we go. All right. Let's hop inside of the harbor. This should be the end of this level. And excuse me? Isn't that supposed to open the gate? Something fishy's going on here. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to open the gate. Does this open? No. Well, you know, this level's not finished. It's very possible something's gone wrong there, because if you guys remember the retail playthrough, again, that's how you get inside the harbor. Let's try it one more time. 8, 1, 0, 1. Nope. 1. Okay. 8, 1. Oh, fuck. That was wrong. 8, 1, 0, 1. Nope. Is it 1, 8, 0? Notice how I was just saying the wrong thing there. No, that's wrong. That was supposed to open the gate. All right, let's go through the gate, shall we? Come on, fly! I'm reaching around my microphone to do this. Yeah, see, that's supposed to be the end of the level, and here we are in the harbor. So, that was one of the deleted levels right there, Pine Valley. I'm not going to continue playing, but this is the early version of the harbor. As you can see, I still have my old model. But yeah, that was fun. I think in a future level, I'm going to go cover, in fact, in my next video, I think I might go cover Plantation House. So, stay tuned, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.